Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream. I feel like it's been a minute since I've done a pretty decent work stream. Um, Today we're going to do something I haven't really done in a hot minute. Kind of something I haven't done ever. Which is make something from scratch, which technically I have done before, but not in this fashion. As you can see here, I have never used sculpting tools before in Blender, and I am doing the redesign of the Covenant Supercarrier that was created by Tacit Axiom, who I think goes by a different name now. I think it's the Chronosaur or something like that. I'll have to double check. But I asked him if I could use this design and bring it to life, and I also spoke with the commissioner of said art piece, and they were both fine with that. I believe the commissioner of the art piece got someone else to make this 3D model for them somewhere else, but that was a private commission, and I didn't have access to that. So, figured I'd try my hand and make it myself, and so far, I mean, I'll come in here and redo some of this fine detail work, but all things considered, it's not turning out too terrible so far. I mean, there's some parts of it that look a little weird, but those are going to get covered up by other pieces. Anyway, as many of you are familiar, the supercarrier in Halo, in lore, is just a giant CAS assault carrier, and that has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So, myself included. So, when I found this, you can imagine my joy when I saw that they kept the overall, the shape and the feel of it still looks, relatively the same. You got that classic Covenant ship silhouette, and it's still more or less noticeable and, identifiable, recognizable as a big Covenant carrier ship. But this has enough of its own differentiations and its own character and vibe to it. I think it's going to make a really nice standout addition. So as you can see here, I've been using these images to try and make sure I've got the silhouette right. And when I start work on the bottom, I'll be doing that to get some of these finer details right. All this stuff that's in this dark blue kind of detaily bits, those are probably going to be left up to textures, but anything that's this light blue, like these bits right here, hold on. Let me find a good, here we go. So all this stuff right here, these little bits, anything that I want to have like a pop-out kind of emphasis, I'm not going to leave up to texture. I'm going to try to get that all as detailed as possible, and then all this other stuff is going to be sort of the flatter bits, with the exception of some of the stuff that sticks out. Might try to do something with that. Not too sure right now. Right now, I'm just trying to get the overall shape in place. I've gone through and added some detailing, just so you can get kind of an idea of what the end product might look like. But overall, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out so far. So this is what we're going to work on tonight, and depending on how this ends up turning out, Let me see here. Let me drag this over here. I think I have a picture of it. I should have a picture of it. There is another really interesting Covenant ship design that I am eager to try out. Oh, I don't have a picture of it. Let me go snag one real quick. This one was created by the amazing talent of GC Art. You can find him on DeviantArt or on X or Twitter or on Instagram. Both of these gentlemen, or people, I don't know that they're gentlemen, have worked with Chokepoint Games extensively in the past and done a lot of designs for them. And all of their stuff is just fantastic. And same thing with GC, who I've spoken with before, who's actually in the Discord, believe it or not. He'll pop in once in a blue moon, usually when I add him, to talk about how, I found some ancient gem of his. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. That one's got like a watermark on it for DeviantArt. So we'll go to his Twitter page, his X. So dumb. See if I can't find it. From a much older commission. Man, it's been a minute since he showed that off, isn't it? I feel like I'm gonna scroll right past it. Nope, there it is. Alright. I'm gonna save that image just for gits and shiggles. You know how they say it. But we'll show it off here real quick. This thing, a Covenant Dreadnought ship, because the ships, aren't already big enough for someone like me who's obsessed with ridiculously massive sci-fi ships. There's a bit of a debate, actually, on how big this thing actually is. And in case you aren't aware, this thing... Oh, it's not letting me zoom in on... Let me open it in a new tab, then. This thing right here, this is a CAS assault carrier and some cruisers. This is a Covenant supercarrier. This is the CSO right here in the center coming out of one of these bays right here. Compared to how massive this thing is, it's just gigantic. It's an absolutely gargantuan ship. And some people may not like that, but I am not one of them. Now, the scale seems a bit off because there's this planet in the background, and you can see one of the Covenant's, I forget what they're called. It's the little ring things that circle around the entire planet with the little structures. It's in Halo Silent Storm, I believe. It might be in another book, but I don't know for sure. But it's one of the structures that Blue Team, along with some ODSTs, destroyed over a Forerunner world that the Covenant are occupying. There's like a Forerunner city beneath these structures, and the Covenant are using it as like a holy, sacred city. But anyway, I mean, this thing is just huge, and I am here for it. Yeah. love the design of this thing too. I mean, GC went in like a totally different direction. Again, you can still see it's got that. Let me get back to normal zoom here. It's got that Covenant silhouette, very obvious. You know, big long neck, a little bit of a slung undercarriage section. It's actually hard to tell, but this does look disconnected with some of the depth here. And then, you know, the big open port in the middle here, some of these structures, very clearly taken some of the design elements of the CAS or the CSO, whichever. And some of these big land supports, I can't even begin to imagine the kind of devastation that some of these beams would be able to do. It's got to be just insane. I mean, this thing's covered in ports and bays and all these city structure here. Now, as for the size of it, I have spoken with the original commissioner, and this thing is somewhere on the scale of High Charity, similar in size to High Charity. And the lore, the fan lore for this ship behind this design is that this is a ship for the what's his name? I can't remember his title, but it's like Supreme Admiral or Fleet Admiral, Imperial Lord, something like that. Zaiten Jarwatinri, I think I'm saying his name correctly. It's this big. Hold on. Yeah, Zaiten Jarwatinri. Imperial Admiral. Yeah, this guy. And in case any of you don't know the lore behind this gentleman, let me see if there's a scale chart attached to it. If not, I know there'll be one in Google Images somewhere. I mean, everything looks big next to a human, but hold on. Yeah, here we go. Zaitan is over 11 feet tall. Now this is Ripa Morami, who is already a massive elite. Bigger than the Arbiter by a large margin. Ripa Morami is huge. And then you have Kurt, who's the tallest Spartan, at over 8 feet tall. And you've got what's his name? Not tartar sauce. I know I should know. Atriox. And then the Didact. And then Zaitan is just slightly taller than the Didact. Or about his height. Which is insane to think of an elite being that massive. There's some nice 3D mock-ups of him. Looks really cool. Love that armor. Anyway, so that's the lore behind this ship right here. Is that this was made for the Imperial Admiral Zaitan Jarwatinri. And you know, I'm sure there will be some amount of debate as to how realistic that is and why the Covenant, especially the Prophets, wouldn't do something like that. And how they'd be even able to do something like this. But my answer is the similar answer to the UNSC's response to something like this. Again, another piece that I will eventually be working on because I like how it looks. And I do have a mock-up of this as well. Let's see here. Is this UNSC Dreadnought and mobile starbase. Now ignore the Star Wars ships. This is kind of like a cross-universe sort of thing between the UNSC and Star Wars. So, bit of a bit of a jump there, but the scale on this thing is correct. That's a um, Imperial executor, however you want to say it. Pretty sure it's executor class. And there's an infinity right there. And this part right here, I believe, where you can see this line, this is a ship, and this separates off from the rest of this massive star yard right here. Now, and then this whole thing can jump from system to system and is a mobile star yard and connects with the ship. And it's pretty big. And my justification for this is the same justification, again, made by GC. I know I'm all over the place, but another fantastic piece made by GC where he took some influences from the Pillar of Autumn and the Infinity and some other ships and, you know, Star Wars ships here you can see with this kind of like angular long triangle flat piece here. But it looks fantastic, and I love the mashup design of it. I think it's sick. Anyway, the justification I'll give behind this, same one for the justification for that Covenant Dreadnought, is the ever so subtle cop-out of Forerunner construction vats. They're able to construct massive gargantuan structures, ships, what have you, in a relatively short amount of time and with significantly less strain than otherwise would be able to. So, you know, if the UNSC got their hands on something like that, they'd be able to make many ships, all upgraded with, you know, some Forerunner technology and stuff. Better materials, shielding, you know, slip space tech, all that fun jazz. Same thing with the Covenant, is if they're able to get their hands on, or even reverse engineer a construction vat in order to make something like that gargantuan ship. Then that would be the reasoning behind it. But right now, we're going to touch on, ironically, one of the more controversial ships within the Halo community, which is the CSO, the Covenant Supercarrier. And right now, I am in the process of just roughing out the overall shape of this redesign by Tacit Axiom here. So, enough blabbering. I've been going on for a hot minute now. So, let's get to actual stepping. I think I've got that overall shape good to go. And make sure my music is playing. It is not. Music is not playing. I'm going to stream this for about an hour, so for about 35 more minutes. And then it'll be over playing some Project Stardust on Roblox over on Twitch. So if you like video game or Halo content, I mostly play a lot of Halo games or games that have Halo mods or anything like that in it. And I stream that over on Twitch, usually every Wednesday and Sunday, barring some sort of real life something going on. I kind of want to keep this angular bit here instead of like curving it, so I'll come back and touch that up later. But for now, I think the overall shape of that's fine. And like I said, I have never used the sculpting tool on here before. That being said, I think this is coming out fairly decently. I'm happy overall with the results. But if anyone sees this and has any tips or advice or anything like that that would help me out, I am all ears. I don't think I actually... No, I selected it. That's weird. Based on the image, I may... I don't know, it feels like there's like a hook right there and it doesn't just curve. It's kind of hard to tell because of the, the quality of the image that I have on here. I'm sure I can find a little bit higher detail one online. In fact, I'm almost certain that I can. But for what I have here on this piece here, this will work just fine. But you see what I'm saying? Like it looks like there's like there's a small cutoff, like it curves and then violently like sharp cuts into that circle there, almost like a bite out of something. But that's a problem for later me. For now, let's get a look on over here at the shape of it. Yeah, we're gonna bring this down. Looks good. How's that looking? See this? Clementine, hush. Pucker that in. See if that doesn't help. See if it works. Hold on, my my fiance needs to mix something. She's making a cake right now, so we're gonna see if the hand mixture gets picked up by my microphone. And if it does, I'm gonna mute for a minute. Okay, go ahead and try it, baby. A little bit. Seems like it might be. I can lower my mic stuff. Okay, try it now. I don't know if that's getting picked up or not now. I'll have to listen back and see if it does. Just a forewarning. If you hear that and you're watching this in post, it's because she's mixing some cake, some delicious cake. Oh, the icing? Oh, it's delicious icing. It goes on a cake, whatever. Probably gonna mute just in case. Probably, yeah, I'm just gonna mute my mic just in case. Howdy everybody, if you're just tuning in here, I'm muting for just a second. My fiance is baking a cake and I don't want the mixture to get caught on the microphone. We're working on the CSO right now, so give me just 1 second. Okay, she's finished with the hand mixer. I'm looking up something about the recipe real quick for her. Where's the milk? 2 tablespoons of milk. That doesn't seem like a lot. Okay. If that's what it says, that's what it says. They should be in there somewhere. Bump that strength way down. 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Clementine, what are you barking at, dog? Okay, what would that be right there? Something that's like lifting up. Right in there somewhere. Nothing's right there. I mean, that stuff all looks like it dips down. Could just be a thick line that he drew. I'm assuming. That shape in there already. This one goes over top of it. I think now, yeah, that's good. Now it's just time to do some of these cuts in here. So, let's get this in here, and just start doing some simple. Simple cuts. Or indents, really. Is that puffing up or pulling down? Not in the way that I want. tell with that shadowy bit right there. You okay, baby? Yeah, this stuff wants to be a pain in the ass, doesn't it? That's not gonna work. Yeah, that works a little bit. What are you talking about? Just follow the instructions, baby. Well, they have YouTube tutorials. Grab your phone. Oh, I need to turn my Steam notifications off. Wasn't there like a center bit in there? Just right here. Honestly, I might just stream this a little longer. Before moving on over to the Twitch stuff. Looks good.
For you.
Okay, can you like put it on a plate and like set it right here? Thank you, baby. Oh yeah, this is coming out pretty decent. Shaping that up a little bit better. You said Cheez-Its.
We said Cheez-Its.
No, Robin said Cheez-Its.
Actually, cheese and crackers sounds better.
I didn't hear that at all. I heard Cheez-Its.
We got you Cheez-Its.
You must have said that after I left the room. I took the box out and I said, "You guys really aren't beating the allegations, are you?" Yeah, I think that looks a little better. I think there's like a little bit of a separation right here. Just a small, where it dips in. So let's raise that up a little bit. Will this work? Nope. That. I might also go in and let's see. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I don't know. I don't think you're really that grateful for the Cheez-Its, Robin. I think you're just complaining. Okay, well then which fucking one? I think if I make that a little flatter, that might work as well. So let's do that. Let's fix a problem before it begins. Pause. Okay. Well then let's try the pull method. It's gonna be like that, eh? I don't hate that so much. Now what about that big thing in the center? This is gonna be fun to try and pop out now. Maybe this will be better. It might be better to make that its own separate object. Yeah, that's what I think. Alright, let's pop back on over here. Why has that been going? And then this goes above that. No, it doesn't go above that. It cuts off. I mean, if anything, looks like it goes into that. Alright, let's see if I can't get these a little more accurate. Let's squinch you right up to there. this delicious cupcake my fiance made here. The icing's too sweet. If anything, it feels too light.
Really?
Like too light and fluffy.
I made it really thick. So that it would peak when I iced it.
It feels too whipped. Should have used the granular sugar to thicken it. Well, more milk, maybe? Need what? Well, we don't have any other heavy cream or anything. Oh well. people make this look so easy, man. I'm sure there's better shortcuts and other things I can be doing, but I do not know them yet. Give that all a nice clean, good Just go in front of that. And then it's that big central bit right there. And then those little fins off to the side. And then the top part will be mostly done. And then it'll just be getting the side profile all squared away. Looks like the engines hang off of this centerpiece right here. Big main body piece that turns into this as well. So that all looks like one piece, really. It just splits right there. Okay. And then it's on to the bottom bits. Yep. I think I'm just gonna do some more work on this tonight. I might not do a game stream. Well, might do a late game stream. Probably what we're gonna end up doing here. Still, this needs to get covered up some more. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I think this just needs to come straight back some more. See, the top view and the side view are super confusing and a little conflicting. Because this looks like it comes up, it's right underneath this main bit here. That's this. And then this is the outermost layer right here, which splits off into this side bit right here. That goes around all this stuff. But see, there's this cutoff right in here. Looks like it goes over this. There's no way this part, which is this right here, can go over that. But if you look right here, it totally does. This is one of those weird discrepancy things. Not, I'm trying to smash on this work here. This is incredibly difficult to try and make it all once you've lined it up all like that. I'm sure he wasn't thinking about it in the third dimension. He was just making it look all pretty, doing some profile pieces. It's hard to think of things in the third dimension when you're drawing in two dimensions. For a lot of people. That being said, which piece did I grab? That central piece. We're going to some of these layers are it's super confusing. And then the other piece needs to get lifted up over that. Okay. It needs to stop back here. Okay, see that's man. Guess we're gonna try this again. It needs to be perfect. This could peek out like that, and then do a sharp turn inward. It's so. Man, this is so confusing. I might just need to wait till I have the whole thing together and then try to work on the layers. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this under bit right here. That'll go right here, kind of snug up underneath there. Yeah, right here. Okay. Then we'll come back and work on this. Let's do the old 1, 2, skip a few. Bring you down here. I'm gonna make you nice and wide. And then we're gonna shrink you up some. Move you up just a tad. And then we're good to go. Oh, almost forgot. Balls. Always forget to make sure that's turned on. Pop you in there.
Try it.
It's pretty good. Real liquidy, but
It's thick enough.
if you say so. Excuse me, so sorry. Ooh, my head. Okay, okay. We're gonna bring this in a little bit. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. Once I get done with this part and all the shape is all that, like nice and good and all the layers are set correctly and all that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and just clear out all the inside of all this extra, you know, mesh, all that extra stuff it doesn't need. And that way it's also nice and empty, drops down the vertice count, all that good stuff. Alright. This needs to be below both of these. Okay. Yep. All that glitters is mold. Ugh. Oh yeah, that looks nice. That's the wrong tool. That's not what I wanted. How's everyone doing tonight? What are we all up to? We got people in here. Drop a chat. Say hello. What do you guys think so far? Critiques, compliments? Does it look like hot shit? Is it the most majestic thing you've ever seen? All opinions are welcome. Is this a colossal waste of my time? Let me know. You're wrong, but let me know. Well, some reason it's not letting me look at top chat. I mean, live chat should have everything. If anyone's talking, I can't see anything, but... yeah, no one else is talking. Just got a bunch of lurkers. That's alright, I'm sure everyone's super busy. Too busy to say hello. I'm just teasing. My brother in Christ, why are you not smoothing? Yeah, that works. You like a good, decent thickness? You're not even in the right place over here. Like over here, it's like way off. But over here, it's in the right spot. Super weird. I'm fairly certain I have these lined up decently too. Like they're about as lined up as I can get the overall structure. Well, why don't you just throw everything on your desk, babe? Yeah. Alright, now for the big one on the bottom. Right there. And then this ventral bit. And then our overall silhouette will be pretty much done. That was like the easiest piece right there. It was like nothing essentially. I mean, there's some detail bits, but I'm not going to work on that right now. Alright. Oh, Lord. Has the music just stopped? Yeah, we're about 2 hours in almost. God, where did the time go? It's supposed to just repeat. Hold on. Oh, I have loop when it's not working. Let's switch it up. This is what, 1 hour of unplugged? Let's do 1 hour of chill out music. Yeah, buddy. I don't know how loud this is gonna be, so let's see. Testing, testing. Let's see how my voice sounds. Alright, that doesn't seem like it's too loud over my voice. Like I'm still audible so far. Let me readjust that. Alrighty, let's get another UV sphere in here. We'll leave that like that. And then we'll bring you down here. That's about good. Stretch you out nice and wide. That's the wrong thing, brother. Honestly, let's see how those are all angled out and everything. So really, I mean, those are pretty much dead center. Except for this back bit. And that ends kind of like inside of that. Kind of like flattens out there. And stops. So really This should all be one piece. One Piece! Something about treasure. I don't know. I haven't really watched all that much of One Piece. Too much, so. I'm so sorry. For any One Piece fans out there. Truly, I am. I've tried giving it another go a couple of times. It's so much. It really is. I mean, it's just a lot. It's just a lot to watch. There's like what, like over 1,000 episodes now. It's too much, man. It's too much. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time. Alright, so let's get this snow on the toad, as the popular saying, of course, is. Let's get this snow on the toad. If people could start saying that, that would be great. I want to be credited with get this snow on the toad. I'd like that to be my legacy. Get this snow on the toad. Not this whole project, no. This could be dead and gone, but as long as people keep saying, get this snow on the toad, then I will consider my life a success. And son of a bitch, here I am, forgetting to click this damn X button. It's always the X's that get you, you know what I mean? Murder, blender, lots of things that end in the ER. Why does this not want to work super well? Oh, look at that. We finally get to go down here and see what it looks like. Let's check that grid real quick. It's kind of hard to tell, but it looks like it is slightly off when there's this bit, and it ends pretty abruptly, but yeah, I'm gonna stretch that up to here. Cut these inversely, like a V shape, and then make this bit up under here indent slightly. But as messy as that is, there's our overall silhouette for now. That's looking pretty good if I do say so myself, brother. Looking pretty nice. Oh, man. How long we've been streaming? 2 hours and 7 minutes. This might be the longest project stream I've done in a minute. Alright, let's switch this on over to this view. And let's bring this level down here. That's what I'm gonna listen to as soon as I'm done streaming now, is some CeeLo Green. Can't play it on stream though. Venom Perp, can't wait to see this go live. Oh, do you mean in-game? Venom? Oh yeah. Once this is all nice and cleaned up, and I can figure out how I want to texture this and all that. I mean, as soon as I get this done and cut up where I can actually export it and all that, I can get it in the game like tonight or tomorrow. As just a raw mesh with some garbage textures. Sort of like how I have the CSO now. Like that part's easy. It's just making it look good with the textures and all that, which is going to be difficult. Like, right now... Hold on. Right now the CSO, which is just the CAS, looks like this right now. Which isn't super great. And it looks super buggy in NifScope. In game it looks fine. Like, you know, like the textures look good. It looks, you know, it looks like a giant bloated CAS. And the textures look decent. The shine looks way worse in NifScope than it does in game. Like you can see some of the screenshots I've taken of it, and I might show it off here in a little bit once I finish up with the overall profile of the CSO. If I do that tonight, if not, then you know I might do it next week, but or take some more screenshots once I get the new model in. But this is how I have it looking right now. But I like the blue color on this one. So I'd like to stick with that kind of blue color. And right now, the only blue that I have is on... I see I closed NifScope and I always want to open it again. The SDV. Yeah, right now this is the only blue Covenant ship that I have outside of technically the CCS cruiser. And this blue looks nice, but it's not the shade I'm looking for. More so something like this, but I didn't change this light blue texture. I only changed this one to the custom texture I made, or the custom material I made, rather. Will this be compatible with a large mod load order too, or maybe New Game Plus? Right now, I don't have any direct plans for a New Game Plus integration or anything like that. This is gonna be like an entirely, like, the ships themselves, I'm trying to make it so you can just like plug in and play, like, you can drop these in any old place. The bigger ships like the CSO will not be flyable because it's a 30-kilometer damn long ship, and the game will absolutely commit seppuku if you try to make that a flyable thing. Like, it struggles sometimes with some of the larger ships that I have, but that's also mainly because of the interiors and how I have it set up right now versus how I'm planning to set it up with custom ship interiors for the big ships as an interior cell instead of like a buildable ship cell. As far as being compatible with a large mod load order, I don't think it'll have any conflicts with how I want to have just the ship replacers thing set up, unless you have mods that also replace the ships of the different factions, because that's how right now I have it set up, is that all the different factions of Halo ships are going to replace ships of the factions in the vanilla game. Like, the Covenant ships are all House Varun right now. I'm working on some banished ships that I'm gonna have replace I think the Spacers or the Ecliptic. I can't remember who I have picked for that. I know everyone thinks the Crimson Fleet makes the most sense, because red and piracy and all that stuff. But their Crimson Fleet is going to be another large rebel, like insurrectionist faction, same as like the first, and either the Ecliptic or the Spacers. Like I said, I can't remember who I have selected for the Banished at this second, but I know I need to replace the ships. I'm also working on a let me open up another Blender so I can show you. Oh, that's a shell. That's interesting. Hold on, let me save this so I don't lose any of this progress. I'm also working on a Banished Carve. Yeah. The original model I got from Thingiverse, but I'm doing a lot of edits on it. I cut off the entire top and forward section and some of the bottom bits, and I'm re-adding in some of these extra details based on the concept art. Technically these do exist in the game in Halo Infinite, but they're really far away background things. I don't think they even have any actual physical models. They might, I don't know, but as far as I know, this is the only model for them, and it's it started out as a 3D printable model, so I'm making a lot of edits on that. And then obviously the Banished Dreadnought. Never seen this before in a game. Yeah, they're in Halo Infinite. They're in a multiplayer map, I think, or something like that. And they're like way, way off in the skybox in the distance, fighting other, I think, Swords of Sanghelios ships. Maybe some UNSC ships. For sure, some Swords of Sanghelios ships. So it just looks like two Covenant factions fighting each other, essentially, in the skybox. I don't remember where exactly, mostly because I don't play a whole lot of Halo Infinite. But I love, and I mean love, the Banished ship designs. These look so cool and interesting to me. Like, there's these, there's the Banished Dreadnought, there's some other ones that I want to make models for, especially since I'm getting pretty decent with this stuff right now. Whatever. Hold on, let me, Banished ships. I mean, some of these started out as just brute ships. Let's see. Yeah, there's this one, which is really cool, the Drakkar, which is a giant, like, big stealth Banished ship. I'm assuming these are the engines. Like, this is the bridge, maybe, and it's like a big, whatever part of the ship this is, bow? I don't remember. Prism. Yeah, that seems like it makes sense. These look really sick. Like, nice, brutal, ironically, pun intended, brutalist design, kind of like jaggedy, really sick looking design. I don't know if this is like some turret or some other thing on the bottom. So there's that one, and then there's also, that's called the Drakkar, and I don't know if we have like a size for them. It's just a, yeah, sleek vessels, stealth systems. Yeah, that's about it. We don't really have a size measurement for this, but I imagine they're decently large. It says they're analogous to prowlers, but some prowlers get pretty big. So I'd imagine this is like cruiser size, probably. Which ironically, the Banished Dreadnought, also cruiser size. Everyone thinks they're massive, but they're only like 2,000 meters long, I think. So there's that one, and then there's the Intrusion Corvette. Looks kind of cool, but that's just like a repurposed, like, UNSC or human ship, I think. I don't really know, but the design of it looks really cool. The shape is overall simple enough. I think I could be able to do this, pump this out. The Carve, of course, the battle cruisers. There's another, I think it's this one. No, fuck. There's like a fighter, and I don't remember. A Hulk. I don't know what a. Oh, that's a. I've never seen this one before. Enormous warships similar in nature to the more common dreadnoughts and the banished fleet. However, unlike dreadnoughts, they are optimized entirely for space warfare and destroying enemy warships. They are heavily armored, including heavy plasma lance. Okay. So no real details other than a enormous warships, so type of capital ship. So I'm imagining bigger than the banished dreadnought. There's a banished fighter, and I don't know what it's called. Is this what it is? Yeah, this thing. Again, I don't know if like these are the engines going that direction, and this is the cockpit of the fighter, and these are like guns maybe, or like this is the engine and the cockpit is over here. I don't really know. We have more details on this than some of the other things in the Banished Fleet, which is insane. But they look really sick. Again, I'm loving this kind of design style from the Banished, and if they make, you know, like entry in future Halo games, I hope we see more stuff like this. You know, like it's kind of blocky, but it's real, like just sharp and aggressive looking, and I feel like they can add details on this stuff, because like everyone knows that the biggest flop in some of the Banished design stuff has to be the Banished Phantom. It just looks so ridiculous. It's too blocky and not enough detail on it, at least in my opinion. Like, I feel like it can definitely be done, excuse me, better. But you know, it's 40 meters long, 52 meters wide, 13 meters tall, so it's a decent sized fighter. You know, it's I mean, I don't know how big a Seraph is, but I'd imagine they're similar in size. Let's see how big a Seraph is. Yeah, a little bit bigger than a Seraph. They're pretty big. Smaller than a longsword, though. Explosions and infinite for the Phantoms are underwhelming. Yeah, I know. Listen, the explosions in... I don't know, can you even destroy the Phantoms in... I think you can destroy the Phantoms in Halo 4 or 5. I don't remember. I know there's one of them where you can't, I feel like. I don't remember. But I don't feel like those explosions were very overwhelming either. Or like, not overwhelming, but like awe-inspiring. Not like how they were in 3 and Reach. And, you know, ODST, obviously. I don't know. I don't know what it is that they just couldn't make like a decent explosion. But I know I'm for sure gonna have a difficult time with that. That's gonna be kicking my ass. In space, I think I won't have too much of a problem. I just gotta break chunks off of a model and then set that up as a, you know, an exploded model. Yeah. Well, listen, you know, those were the design choices, and that's just kind of what we have to deal with. At least in that game. But hey, listen, some people really love it, and hats off to you, brother. It's just okay to me. It's not as bad as Halo 5, but that's not saying a whole lot. And again, some people love Halo 5, and That is certainly one of the decisions of the Halo franchise. That's for sure. But I'm not here to shit on people's choices for which Halo entry they love and don't love. Not exclusively. I mean, I'm doing a lot of the grunt work by myself, but like, I have help here and there from some people. Like Scrivener is one of the writers that's helping me quest stuff out. Um, a little bit of help from my Discord mod, Lilith. Uh, I get some help with different ship models from different people who are kind enough to lend me some of their work. I do a little bit of work with Michael from Michael's Mods, who also has some Halo ships. He's kind of like loosely associated with the project, kind of like part-time stuff. Alex, back when he was still working on Starfield stuff, he helped me with a lot of stuff. So, I mean, like, I do a lot of the work on getting all the stuff into into the game. That's all me. But like figuring out how to do all that stuff, I have help from like the modding community and stuff like that. But I mean, that's pretty standard for the most part. Why is this just not wanting to work, man? Why are you not straightening out there? Do I need to like increase the strength? Is that what's going on here? See how that works. I'll sharpen that out later. But yeah, for the most part right now, as far as like getting stuff in game and working on the models and all that stuff, I don't have like a dedicated team right now. It was looking that way in the beginning, but differences in how people wanted to commit to long-term projects, and some people just kind of got bored with Starfield or Starfield modding or modding in general, and so that's just how things kind of panned out, which sucks, but nothing new under the sun. I ain't salty about anything. That was always my thing from the get-go is, hey, listen, if you want to come do some work or be a part of the project in any aspect, which is still my attitude. It's like I'm more than happy to have you on board. You're credited for any work you do. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I'm the only one who did work on this. I'm the one that gets all the credit, and this is all my thing. Like, even when the writing stuff comes into play, like I have an idea for something, but some people will offer up an alternative idea or help me with how I'm writing it all down, or we can refine some ideas. But if you want to leave at any point for any reason, it was like, I'm fine with that, because this isn't like a job for, other people. It kind of is for me. I'd like it, I'm trying to make it kind of like a job, but it's not gonna work. But ultimately they made the decision that it just wasn't something they were willing to commit to long term like that, and I totally get it. So is what it is. That might change in the future. We'll see. Don't know. Depends on if anyone shows interest in being part of the work process. I have no shortage of people who are offering to test stuff or, to do voice work or whatever. But as grateful as I am for that stuff, and I will get to that stuff, and we'll see how that all pans out. But a bulk of this stuff is like this, where it's just a lot of tedium and work, and it's not everyone's cup of tea. Some people get bored of this stuff real quickly. I generally just don't. Like, I'm always wanting to work on this stuff for the most part. I get tired, every once in a while. I get a little drained out, exhausted, so I'll take breaks, stuff like that. And sometimes just I'm waiting for inspiration to hit me on something, so I work on something else. Or I'll be working on something else, and then I'll have an idea for something. And I'm like, oh, I've gotta attack this while I have this idea, because otherwise I'll lose it, Yeah. Ironically, 510 Deshaun was one of the people that initially was like, hey, we can work on some Halo stuff together. But he just kind of wanted to do his own thing, was more focused on Call of Duty stuff, and didn't really want to be involved with the project anymore. But that's just how that panned out. No shade towards him. Cool guy, good stuff. But I don't know what his current aspirations or what he's working on right now or any of that stuff. So I can't speak to that. But I sure would love to get some reliable people who are interested in doing this stuff, but I know that's difficult, so everybody's got their own shtick. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's got they are ODST armors, but technically they use the Rakshasa base, or whatever the hell it's called, from Halo Infinite. And it's fine and all. Like, I don't have anything against the armor set necessarily speaking. Like, there's some armors in that set that look really cool, but just not my particular bag, What? Why is that so? Do I need like more vertices in that area? Pardon me. Man, 2.5 hours already. I think we're gonna expand these bits just a little bit. I'd love to figure out how I can select mirrored sides. Yeah, that's about it. And then give it a little bit more. Where's that music coming? That's still working? Alright, good. Oh, that's not gonna do anything if I do it something Harbor Freight. Hashtag not sponsored. Although if they would like to sponsor me, I would love some new tools. I may not work at a machine shop anymore, but damn it. A man can never have too many sets of calipers. That's not true. You can. But they get expensive. I think the most expensive set of calipers I've ever seen are like $1,000. I'm sure they can get more than that, but that's the most expensive set I've ever seen. I think they were vernier calipers too. Didn't even have like digital or a dial or anything like that. Just straight up metal, which is funny. If you don't know what those are, you can, if you just look up calipers, it's like CALIPERS, I think. And vernier is like it's like French, I believe. And it's literally just it almost looks like a wrench. If you've never seen them, it almost looks like a wrench, but it's not a wrench. It's a measurement tool, and it's used for like accurately measuring equipment or materials that you're cutting or something like that. And same thing with a micrometer. It's just a really fancy measurement tool. It gets really, really accurate, but it's a lot of money, $1,000 for literally just a small piece of metal. Some of them get insanely big though. But I'm pretty sure that grand set that I saw was literally like, it was either for a foot or for 18 inches. And for $1,000, I'm just not dropping that kind of money. I'm sure it's super accurate, and it was a really nice set. But I am, as the kids say, Gucci Mane. I think that's what the kids are still saying. Fuck if I know. I'm almost 30. The only child I talk to is my own. Alright, regardless of what state this is at, here in about 30 minutes, I'm gonna end this stream and hop on over and play some Roblox so I can get the gold and buy new Halo ships in the game. Because I'm a nerd. I'm not beating the allegations. The autistic ones, not the other Roblox allegations. No siree. Not a list I want to be on. Alright, Venom, you take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping by. Man, oh man. It's taken quite a long time. Man, this shit just does not want to cooperate. Let's try dragging some of this extra over here. Give me a little bit more to work with. I don't really care how the inside of that looks. Smooth operator. Man. Man, I might have to make it a separate object because this stuff is being a pain in the ass. Let's try flattening this out just a tad. This is a ginormous pain, I'll tell you. Man, this stuff does not want to stick there really good. Man. Alright, y'all, about 4 minutes till we hit the 3-hour mark. Then I'm gonna stop and let's subdivide this again. I don't give a shit how big it is. And then I'm gonna stop, take a little break before we head on over, and I'll do some Twitch streaming. I'm sure this is all so super entertaining to everyone. Let's see if RJ is still streaming. Oh, no, he's done. should have been using this one from the beginning. Oh, this is such a nice one. Okay, we're at 2:45. I want to keep going, but I really need to stop. Man. Which one would be the right tool for the job? Well, definitely not that. That's for damn sure. notice anything there. Damn. Well, we've hit over 3 hours. 3 hours. I'm gonna come back and revisit this, see if I can't get this cleaned up later on, probably later tonight or tomorrow after stream, something like that. But we're gonna take a break, and then I'll be up over on Twitch. So thanks everyone for coming by. If you watch this later on, check out my full video describing the Age of Reclamation project that this is for. Total conversion and overhaul project for Starfield. And if you like this, please consider subscribing. It would help me out a lot. Go follow me on Twitch. Leave a like if you like this. That'd be great. If you like what I do here and you like to support me, go check out the project Discord. I have a Patreon if you want to support me there, and a Ko-Fi for anyone who does Ko-Fi instead of Patreon, Coffee, whatever you want to call it. Links are in my profile, and I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, I'm nearing a release for the Ship Replacer mod. The Pillar of Autumn mod is up on Nexus, if you want to go check that out. It's sort of like a little foyer into what it's going to feel like to fly some of these ships, not the CSO, obviously, but it's in a bit of a beta, sort of early work in progress stage, so keep that in mind. If there's any issues, please feel free to reach out, and I will help as best I can. And I think that's everything. So I'll see you guys later. Like I said, I stream usually every Wednesday or every couple of Wednesdays for project work stuff. If I don't have anything to showcase, I won't be streaming. And then I also stream on Twitch for video game content Wednesdays and Sundays. That'll be a mix of Halo games, mods for Halo games, Halo mods for other games. Right after this, I'm going to pop over and play Project Stardust on Roblox, which has a lot of really cool Halo ships. Doesn't even look like a Roblox game. It's insane. Go give it a watch. Or come watch me play it. Anywho, I also play other games on occasion. So if you're interested in that stuff, go give me a follow over on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/WardorsRaven, I think. Whatever the standard Twitch thing is, you just look me up, you'll find me there. Same name as it is here. Thanks guys for coming. Thanks for watching. I'm also working on another full video, like actual video, where I'll showcase a lot of the ships, because I haven't put out a video since the last update. And when that's done, I'll be putting that out. Hopefully a little bit before or after the Ship Replacer will be out and testable on Nexus and all that good stuff. So thank you guys. See you next time.